it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on another topic that relates to really kind of coming through the narcissist or psychopathic gaslighting, cleansing of their toxic influence and impact into your life. And the toxic influence becomes as a result of the love bombing, the devaluing, and the discarding, the cycle that the narcissist and psychopathic personality disordered individual will generally put their relationships through, their supply through. It doesn't matter if it's been for months, weeks, or years. That's just the cycle that they're going to go through. And I just had an inquiry from a viewer who had inquired about their ability to change and what if their therapy only for show. Well, I would encourage you to understand your statement that oftentimes they are going through therapy just for show. They have no intention of changing. They have no intention of making adjustments to, resolve things with you, apologize, make things good again. They might make a superficial change, but generally the narcissist, because of their sense of self-superiority and their inability to lack empathy, they don't have an understanding for the feelings, needs, wishes of another. They're not able to be humble in that way. They're not able to have the humility that is required. Oftentimes they just don't care. It's kind of a very cold feeling, but they really just don't care. They're just going to continue like they have been. They might make a few adjustments, but and generally, like major life changes, it's very difficult for the narcissist or psychopath to change their ways. It's just part of their physiology. It's the way that they approach life, and eventually they'll be making fun of themselves and in the way that they are, or they'll be paying their own price, basically because they alienate others who would be of support for them. And so I want to really focus in on really what it means to come through narcissist or psychopathic abuse. And that's when people get too stuck in their head. People get stuck in their head mean they tend to overthink. They tend to get caught up in the judgment. They tend to get caught up in what did I do wrong? Where did I fall short? Where were my shortcomings? They tend to overanalyze things. Yes, it's good to learn lessons from the psychopathic or narcissistic relationship, and I definitely encourage you to write down those lessons learned in your recovery journal. In other words, don't fall in love too fast. Write that down. Do not tolerate insults and criticism for months and weeks on end. Write that down. Do not tolerate people who tend to cheat on me. I mean, just write these things down. Write your lessons learned as you discover these, and make a list of these in your recovery journal. Your recovery journal, I write a lot down. I tend to be a writer. I tend to flesh out thoughts that way. I tend to get ideas on paper. I tend to write taglines. I tend to write ideas. I tend to write paragraphs. I tend to write insights. It's important for me. That's just my outlet. And that way I can reflect and I can learn and I can move forward. And that's really how I get the substance going of these videos. And the topic of this video that I would like to focus on is when things are too much in your head and not enough in your heart. If you tend to overanalyze, over-intellectualize, just put too many reasons and analysis into this individual. You're obsessing about them. You're wondering why they didn't treat you a specific way, so you tend to mull it over and over and over again. You're brooding over it. The reason why it's not working, the reason perhaps why your life isn't working, is because it's too much in your head. You're not enough in your heart space. Your heart space is where you love. It's not just cheesy, not because it's just Valentine's Day, but it's your passion, your heart, what you love, what you're interested in, where you have fun, where you let go, where you release, what you're finding interesting in. It can be fashion, it can be gardening, it can be health, it can be fitness, it can be equestrian activities. It can be the arts. It can be ceramics, painting, jewelry making. I mean, you might have a lot of passions, but it's not all about the analysis. And so that's where people find it's not working. This relationship is not working because there's too much analysis involved. It's too much in your head. You're mulling things over. You're procrastinating. You're trying to figure out what went wrong rather than realizing what went wrong, accepting what went wrong, and moving on, getting a grip, getting on track, getting back into your heart space. Your heart is where you love. Your heart is where you smile from. You might smile with your face, but I really think you smile from your heart. Your heart is your energetic center of your body. It's not like everything is disconnected. But when you're too much in your mind and you're too much over analyzing things, it's a sign that you're in a dysfunctional relationship. You're not in a good creative space for yourself. Some people are very highly intellectual. They're incredible readers. They're incredible business people. They can understand a lot with technology. They can understand a lot with digital marketing. They have a high intellectual capacity, but it doesn't mean that it's a stifling in their life. It's part of who they are. It's their skill set. It's their strength. So they have a great intellectual ability where they can intellectualize and then apply that to their fields. They might be great scientists, great researchers, great architects because of this intellectual ability. But still they have their connection to their heart space, which is their passion, where they have a lot of their energy kind of emanating from, and that is part of their identity. So there's an alignment between their body, mind, and spirit, and driving their intellectual abilities and capabilities. So you have people who understand massive amounts of numbers, massive amounts of data, massive amounts of floor plans and blueprints, and there's an intellectual side, a skill set that they have developed and learned. So if you find that you are just not learning the lessons from a narcissist or psychopathic relationship that was not working, it did not work, it is hurtful in nature, it is violating in nature, they have betrayed you, they have cheated on you, they have been pathologically lying to you, you are not happy, it is not what you want, it is not where you see yourself, yet you're staying, still trying to prepare yourself for a psychopath, you're still trying to prepare yourself for a narcissistic relationship. You need to stop that. You need to get out of your head and let it go and accept the lessons. You need to work through the grief stages of the bargaining back and forth. I wish that this could have worked. I will try harder. And then, I'll do this, I'll do that. Maybe I wasn't staying up late enough. Maybe I was going to bed too early. All this, self-slapping that goes on, this self-berating, judging yourself, maybe I'm not good enough. It's the games, it's the mind games. And generally our mind games are just that. They're, it's going to keep you stuck. And until you apply these lessons and learn what you've needed to learn here, and then you can come into your heart space and then begin to live in your passion with what you love and what you want to feel and what you want to experience, and allow yourself to experience these things, chances are narcissist doesn't want you to experience these things because it's empowering, because you're doing your thing and you're not just you're not satisfying the narcissist, you're not living life on their terms, you're not just living to please them. You need to take care of yourself. You need to get it out of your head, stop mulling it over, and apply the lessons learned, realize what those lessons were, realize, where you had an error in judgment, learn where you had an error in ways, and then realize that this type of relationship is no longer going to serve you. It's not making you happy. It's causing you to live by these self-limiting beliefs, which are painful and can be catastrophic to you in all areas of your life. It can keep you away from productive relationships to the point where you might not even be able to approach another relationship because the pain was so great. And you find that you can't move on, especially after psychopathic injury, their brainwashing and gaslighting. it tends to be a life-changing relationship where it's very difficult to trust again. It's very difficult to trust yourself because you had been, so hurt, so bamboozled, so violated by this individual, the pathological lies that this person is capable of. I mean, it just sends you on a tailspin. So I understand that and I get that, and I'm able to help people through that. But you need to be able to apply your lessons learned and say, aha, I have learned this lesson and I'm now graduating on and I'm now letting them go and I'm going through a release, a catharsis. Just, nope, that person is not me. I don't live on that wavelength. I don't relate like that. That is not me. I have a deeper connection. I have a deeper substance. I have a deeper authenticity. I have a value system, which this individual, chances are, they will never get to see. They will never get to embrace. They will never get to know, because they are alienating you. They are cutting you off because they usually generally have a jealousy or an inability to embrace the strength of specific others, particularly those who have large hearts and empathy, because it doesn't groove, it doesn't jive, it doesn't connect. Like oil and water doesn't mix. The false and truth oftentimes does not mix very well. You need, if you're living your truth, you're going to repel people who are living their false, who are living their mask. You're not going to like to be around those inauthentic people. It's something you're going to feel, it's something you're going to sense, it's something you're going to know. So it's okay. Embrace your real self, embrace your authentic self, embrace your health, embrace your lessons learned, and allow yourself to depend on yourself and trust yourself and believe in yourself and become, re-energized by that act. If you have, incurred really severe trauma to yourself emotionally, and I heard a funny comic who said, people think that, depression is just, you didn't get enough sleep. Well, it's a very real feeling. It's like saying, someone has a fever and just saying, well, that fever is all in your mind. That stomach flu is all in your mind. It's not all in your mind. It's a very real experience. So you have to give yourself permission. It's about applying. It's an inner journey. It's an inner sort of mechanism that you have to learn the tools, and that's which we discuss and share here and help. I implore you to review many of the videos here and really plug into those tools, from the recovery journal to the recovery date to the recovery gift, and really working those on a consistent and serious basis so you can get to arrive at the space of better energy, better perspective, a better reality, a better sense of yourself, a better you, where you're really, living at your best, feeling your best, perceiving your best, and enjoying the beauty of life, the profound synchronicity of when you start to heal and then let go of these toxic people, how liberating and how freeing it is, and to realize how much under their wrath and manipulation and control that they had you. Generally, it's been a part of your life, it's been a chapter of your life. They will be part of you. It's not like saying, this person didn't have any positive influence, which they did. Of course, they've had positive influence, but you have also had positive influence on their life. So oftentimes I feel that people have difficulty seeing their own contribution and knowing their own goodness. So take a moment, take some sense to get in tune with yourself, your own goodness. Know that you have made a positive impact on this individual's life, and you've shared some good times, but furthermore, it's okay. It's important to your betterment and to your own life to let them go and move forward and really be liberated in that experience. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.